Hello everyone, welcome to a new video series. I wanted to do something special for the holiday season coming up, and well, I guess we're sort of in the heart of it now, aren't we? But anyways, I don't really do a whole lot of Planet Coaster content on my channel, which is strange because this is definitely one of the games that I probably play the most in my free time. I'm just one of those people, I'm super self-conscious of my builds. I feel like I build in a very strange, kind of chaotic way. But I figured, screw it, I'm going to try it at least this once and see how it goes. Now, obviously, this is all pre-recorded. I played, what you're looking at here, I think was roughly 2 hours of building altogether. And I just kind of want to make like a Christmassy themed miniature park. I don't even know if it's going to be like a full park or how much I'll really expand on it, but I wanted to do just something small. I have at least 2 attractions in mind that I want to do before I would be happy with the state of the park. So like I said, it's probably going to be more of a miniature park, but we'll see how it goes as we progress along, shall we? So as you can see, I just put in the carousel, the family carousel. This is going to be more of like a family park because, you know, it is a holiday-themed park. And people are going to want to take their kids to it and their family and, you know, their friends. And so what more of an iconic like family ride is there than a carousel, right? Over here, I'm just starting to put in some buildings that are going to house different like restaurants or bathrooms, that sort of thing. And this is where I start to get a little concerned about what people might think about how I build in this game, but screw it, right? Like, this is my style, and as long as it comes together in the end, it'll work out. But as you can see, I'm this isn't exactly professional. I don't claim to be a extremely good Planet Coaster builder. I have a lot of fun. I've put about 500 hours into the game. I've built some rather complicated rides in the past, but I've never dedicated to building an entire park based around one particular theme. And so I figured that this would probably be the best time to do it. I wanted something for the holiday anyways, and see, Halloween has like everything possible for video game related content around Halloween, right? And pretty much any horror game that you find, you can say it's a Halloween game. Christmas, or, you know, the holiday season, that's a little bit more. It's a little bit more specific, and there's not a whole lot of games that cater to it, except for maybe the Grinch back in like the PlayStation era. But so I figured, why not dive in, make something of my own, and hopefully you guys will end up enjoying it. You know, like I said, it's very different than the stuff I normally do, but I think it's coming along very nicely, and you'll see, like, by the end of this episode, we already get a nice little chunk done. Although there isn't any major attraction in this episode, but don't worry, they're coming. Probably next episode, because I think I'm going, well, I don't want to spoil it. Just keep watching and you'll see what I mean by the end of it. But anyways, I'm going to just go for a minute or two and let you just kind of watch the build go along. I'll play some music for you, some good background music, and I'll see you all in just a minute here. So a lot of this, if you can't tell already, is just trial and error. I'm not super intimate with the menus in this game, even though I've sunk quite a bit of time into the game. There's still a lot of there's just so much going on in this game, isn't there? There's a lot of controls to keep track of and remember. It's extremely user-friendly, and honestly, you can get by most of the controls without ever learning the hotkeys or the shortcuts or anything, just by the very intuitive mouse in the menus. But that's not to say that they aren't extremely complicated, even for someone like me that has put in as much time as I have into this game. Yeah, so you'll see I just end up scrolling through a lot of the menus, looking for different pieces. This is also the first time, believe it or not, in the entire time since the game released back in, I don't know how old this game is now, at least 4 years now, I think, at least 4 or 5 years, something like that. Well, maybe it's not quite. You'll have to let me know. I forget what year this game actually came out, because I didn't get it right at launch. I got it just a little bit after, and so it's kind of, I think it might be throwing me off. But yeah, you'll see a lot of it is just me kind of scrolling through, taking a look at different pieces. Like I said, since this game came out, I've never used any of the Christmas decoration pieces at all. So I'm just kind of learning what pieces I have at my disposal and how to use them and when would be best to use them. You can see here I want to make a little coffee shop, but I decided rather than having it at the front like that, I wanted to kind of create a little bit of an indoor space. Have the guests walk inside somewhere to get their coffee. Because you gotta think, this is a snowy park. This is set out in the mountains somewhere. If we're being semi-realistic about it, people are gonna want to go inside and get coffee. They're not gonna want to have to stay outside and freeze their butts off while trying to, get a warm beverage. Plus, it just makes it a little bit nicer, and I feel like it adds a little bit extra realism to this. Don't get me wrong, I am not going for 100% realism. If I was, this park would already be a complete total failure. I'm just going for, a nice, clean, friendly holiday sort of look and experience, and just, I do like to pay a little attention to just some of the smaller details and parks. I don't go crazy. You won't see me putting AC units on the roofs and ladders and truck docking bays on the back of the facades of the buildings and stuff like that. Stuff that you would see in a real park, if you were to be able to go behind the scenes. When I was working at Disney, a lot of people don't realize that there is a docking station in the back of Space Mountain, right? And big trucks pull up there, and they also house a lot of different storage. They use Space Mountain as a storage facility essentially, because it's a dark roller coaster. You can't see what's in there, so if they turn on the lights, you'll see some stuff that don't necessarily belong to the ride just chilling in there. I'm not going to be worrying about every little detail. I just want it to come together nice, clean, and hopefully, enjoyable, and invokes the festive feeling of, the holiday season. But, so I'm just, as you can see, I'm just now putting in a little bit of the railing on the second floor of this building, and I thought it'd be kind of nice to put a couple carolers up here, kind of singing down to everyone that's walking around, getting coffee, looking around, maybe waiting in line for the carousel. They can hear the carolers, singing softly in the background. I didn't like the platform that they're standing on, so I kind of lowered it into the ground. I also don't like that there's a light pole that's permanently attached to them, so it looks a little strange that there's a street lamp up there, but it does look nice at night, which you'll see me flip to here in a little bit. A big part of this park is going to be the nighttime lighting, right? Because during the day, yeah, sure, it may look really nice, but at night, I really want it to pop. I really want it to really kind of look astounding and magical when the lights go out, and all the beautiful Christmas lights start glowing and stuff like that. So I kind of, the way I build also, you can see I'm just putting in the main Christmas tree right as you come in, checking out the sight lines, make sure everything lines up properly. But as you can see, I'm very sporadic when I do my builds. I'll do a little bit on each building, and then I'll go off and do something else. I think it helps with my I must have like an attention issue or something, because I get bored like building one building for too long. I gotta go do something that looks a little bit cooler or something like that. So you'll see me leave behind buildings and stuff that don't look completely done yet, but don't worry, we will go back and finish them up and make them look a little bit more, clean and a little bit more detailed. Because, theme parks are all about that little detail. There's just junk everywhere. If you stop and really look around in theme parks, there's just stuff everywhere. Speaking of stuff, got to put all sorts of presents under the tree, because what's a Christmas tree without presents and a star? So there's bulbs that I can put on the tree as well, but I decided to go against it just because I feel like they're a little bit on the ridiculously large side, and the tree isn't quite big enough to actually look decent with the bulbs on it. So I'm just keeping the lights that come stock on the tree. I did add the little star on the top, and I put all those presents around the bottom, which I thought looked really, added a nice little touch. It looked really nice. Just putting in some smaller, snowier covered trees. There you go, checking out the nighttime lighting. I haven't really done any night lighting yet, but it'll come towards the end of the episode. But yeah, I'm just kind of doing some natural like rock work and some trees and just stuff like that. Just kind of filling in all the little spaces. I don't want it to be too completely packed, and I don't even know if this area is going to change. There's one thing that I haven't done yet that I would probably like to do. Maybe I'll do it next episode. Is I really want to put sort of a railing around this whole area, because I don't like that it just goes to like a snowy field. It looks a little strange to me. But I kind of want to put railing in all around the pathway, but that might take a long time. Here I'm just putting in some wreaths around the queue line for the carousel. I couldn't really find a better way. I was really hoping to be able to use the straight garland instead of the wreaths, but because the queue path is so curved, it would have looked just terrible if I tried to use it. If they had like smaller, shorter garland, I probably could have gotten away with just doing a million of those, but they only have the 4-meter long garland, and it would not work like accordingly. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Going in here is going to be one of the first bigger attractions. This is going to be the building or facade that houses the first dark ride. And I don't know how many dark rides I'll do, but there's at least going to be this one. And I start it in this episode, but next episode is where I'm going to be. It's pretty much going to be focusing on this dark ride the entire time. I'm going to be doing a lot to this ride. I'm not really sure on the exact theme of the ride yet, but I have some general ideas, which leads me into the next part of this. This is going to be an interactive series, so any ride that you see I build, including the carousel, flat rides count, if I could speak. Every ride that I build is going to need a name, so if any of you are interested in maybe offering up ideas for names, maybe a little brief story about what the ride could be about, that'd be awesome. However, I'm not really going to be accepting any names for this ghost train just yet, because there's no theming. You can't really name a ride that you don't know what the theme or what anything is about. So, I mean, feel free to suggest them. If you just happen to nail a perfect name for me, I'll definitely use it. But by the end of next episode, when most of the theming should be done on this ghost train, that's when I'll start wanting to take some names. But the carousel, on the other hand, that's free reign. If anyone wants to offer a name for the carousel, that'd be really cool. But yeah, I'm just checking out and see what I can do with this. This is the first time I've ever really used a ghost train like properly. I've always kind of used them as a roller coaster, and I'm still kind of doing something a little bit strange. I unlocked the track there so the cart can spin in a circle, and as it goes down the small hill on the inside. But I wanted to have at least one little thrill on the inside of that ride. As you can see, it's just an empty show building over there. But I'll be getting back to it next episode. So now I'm just doing some of the lighting that I was talking about. I want that warm golden glow on a lot of the buildings. I also am, you'll see I lower the lights down so that way you can't see like where the lights are coming from. I think a lot of people do this. It's a typical building technique. Although you see the ones in front of the tree, I left specifically there because, again, I like to add like little senses of realism to certain things, and I feel like, yeah, you definitely would see the lights that are kind of making the tree glow a little bit. I don't think it really breaks the illusion that much. But yeah, that's essentially it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, we're kind of pulling together a little bit already. It looks pretty nice there. But we'll be diving in way deeper in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you did down in the comments below. And I will see you all in the next episode. And yeah, be sure to tell me your names on what you think the rides should be called, especially the carousel. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.